You ever just be having a normal day and then out of nowhere, your brain is like, hey, do you remember that super awkward thing you did 10 years ago? And suddenly, you're right back there, cringing, spiraling, wondering, how'd you ever make it this far? It's wild how fast it happens. It's like 1 second, you're fine, and then the next, it's nothing ever works out. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe this, whatever this is, never gets better. Yeah, I've been there too. More times than I'll like to admit. But I've been working on breaking that cycle, and I thought maybe I can share what's been helping me. We'll talk while we bake. Something warm, something cozy. Sounds good? Okay. Let me say this first. If you've been stuck in your head lately, second-guessing everything, feeling like you're constantly walking around with this low hum of self-doubt, you're not alone. It can feel so isolating, right? Like everyone else is just out here living life, moving forward, making things happen, and meanwhile, you're in the backseat of your own mind, watching your confidence shrink while your inner critic gets louder. I get that deeply. Sometimes the hardest part isn't even the situation you're in, it's the story you start telling yourself about the situation. That it's your fault, that you should have done more, that maybe you're just too much or not enough. And what makes it harder is that no one else can see that struggle. You're showing up, smiling, doing all the right things, but inside, it's noisy, heavy, exhausting. And you don't need to have it all figured out to start creating a gentle relationship with your thoughts. So as we start making some scones, let's also give ourselves permission to soften a little, to be curious about the thoughts we carry without judgment. One thing that's been helping me is this practice called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. I know it sounds kind of stiff and clinical, but at its core, it's just about noticing the way your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all connected. And once you see that connection, that's when things start to shift. And what's wild is how often we don't even realize we're in a pattern. We just feel anxious or irritated or defeated, and we think that's just how the day is going. But so often it starts with a single thought we didn't even notice. CBT helps me slow it down. It's like pulling back the curtain and realizing, oh, this feeling didn't come from nowhere. There was a thought, a belief, a story I told myself. And once you start seeing those patterns, you start seeing where you actually have some power. Let's talk about mindfulness for a second. I used to think it meant sitting perfectly still with this totally quiet, zen mind. But no, It's not really that at all. It's more about just being here, noticing what's going on inside you without trying to push it away or pretend it's not there. Sometimes our thoughts feel so loud, so convincing, like they're stating facts, but they're not. They're just thoughts. They're like those pop-up ads that won't let you enjoy the page. You don't have to click on them. You can just notice them and move on. Okay, so there's something that's been helping me a lot lately. So I would imagine my thoughts as clouds, some heavy, some light, but either way, they pass. I don't chase them anymore. I just watch them float by. This little bit of distance, it helps me breathe again. So another thing that's been way more powerful than I expected is journaling. Not the Dear Diary kind, more like intentionally slowing down and actually looking at what's going on in my head. Lately, I've been using something called a thought record sheet. Basically, it's a way to catch a thought in the act and ask, wait, where did this come from? Is this even true? Seeing my thoughts written down, especially the anxious, self-critical ones, it's like they lose some of their power. Like turning on a light in a messy room. Suddenly, you realize the scary shadow is just a hoodie on a chair. I'll be honest, there were times when I didn't even want to write things down. Because once it's on paper, you can't unsee it. But that's also where the healing starts. You stop carrying things in your head, trying to make sense of it all in the dark. And even if the thought still stings, somehow naming it softens it. It's like, oh, that's what I've been feeling. No wonder I've been so heavy lately. Okay, this one's kind of my favorite. It's simple, but it works. Stop, challenge, choose. Here's how I use it. First, when a negative thought pops up, I pause, even if it's just for a second. Then I ask, is this actually true? Is it helpful? Am I jumping to conclusion or worst case scenarios? And then finally, I try to shift to something more honest, more gentle, not fake positivity, just a thought that feels a little more balanced. Like when I hear myself think, I'm so bad at this, I'll pause and go, wait, where's the proof? And then I try to reframe it. I'll say, I'm learning, and that's enough right now. That small shift, it changes everything. This stuff takes practice, and some days it feels clumsy, like writing with your non-dominant hand, but you do get better at it. You catch yourself sooner, you don't spiral as deep, and that's the goal. Not perfection, just progress. We're all figuring it out, one moment, one breath at a time. And if all you do today is notice a thought, challenge it, or give yourself a little grace, that counts. That matters. So, here's to the process. Here's to choosing better thoughts, ones that don't tear us down, but help us rebuild. Here's to becoming. Here's to choosing ourselves, creating moments that actually matter, and living life with intention, just one day at a time.